Hi there, I'm Marissa and welcome to Marissa Home. I'm so happy you're here. We're going to do a craft today. We are going to make a felt flower mobile. There are 7 different felt flowers on here, so if you haven't already checked out the tutorials for those, I'll make sure that they're linked so you have easy access to get started. I made this specifically for my daughter's nursery room, but really you can use this for whatever pretty like decor you're looking for a wedding, for a birthday, for a special occasion, anything. So let's go ahead and get started. Before building out your hoops, we need to make some felt flowers. So here's 7 templates to choose from. Okay, so I have some hoops here. Let's see. They are 12-inch to 12-inch hoops and like an 8-inch hoop, something like that. So let's see. I'm going to kind of make it into this shape. Circular shape with this hanging right in the middle. I like to just use some twine. So we'll get started with that. Just cut a piece off. So I'm just kind of twisting the twine around. Kind of like how you would wrap ribbon around a present and tie this at the top. Into a knot. And we'll cut off the excess twine. Just for good measure, I'm going to hot glue this just so the knot doesn't come undone. There's the bottom. And now we're going to do the top. Now, depending on the space that you are creating this for, will dictate how much twine you need. I'm doing this specifically for pretty high ceilings. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my twine on the longer side. So I think I have probably, oh gosh, 5 or 6 feet. So I'm going to leave about 1 foot of string this on the interior so we can hang the interior hoop right in the middle. And we'll do the same kind of tie as we did on the bottom up here. It's the only thing with doing super long string is that it can get tangled easily. That's okay. Just take our time, be patient, and we'll make it happen. Okay, I'm gonna tie a knot at the top. Okay, I kind of have a little spot right here that I could thread this shorter part of the string back through so it can go to the interior hoop. So I'm going to try and just leave that the way that it is. Tie this knot at the top. And then thread this through on the bottom. So it's the opening right there. So then we can tie the interior hoop. So now I'm going to start putting the felt flowers on the bottom because as a mobile, that is what the little one will see. So I want to make that look pretty. Whole bunch of glue right there in the middle. And attach that flower. Some of these felt flowers have leaves, some of them do not. I did that on purpose, just so I don't have a leaf on every single one in case it gets a little difficult to fit it all in. And I'm just gonna glue right onto the wood hoop, just so I know exactly where it is that I want to place this, and I'm not gonna have a whole bunch of glue just hanging around everywhere. A lot of times just placing stuff to get an idea of what you're going for will help a lot before putting down that glue. So once that's down, that's it. There we go. There is the bottom portion of our mobile. So let's go ahead and now move on to the interior circle. I'm going to build that circle out first, that hoop, and then we will tie it together. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So we got our center hoop and we're going to build this out. It just took a moment to kind of plan out the flowers that I wanted to use. So let's go ahead and build this. So instead of gluing on the inside and the outside of the ring, I'm going to try and glue on like the side, because when it's inside the hoop, us walking around it will appreciate it if the flowers were seen from the side. So that's what we're going to attempt. So let's see. Get as much of that flower as I can on the skinny portion of the hoop. All right, so there's the start. So let's do the other side. And we'll see if we can kind of make these connect somehow, if we need to. If we don't, we don't. So let's plot out. I have a couple more here. Let's see, mini flowers off to the side for a minute. Definitely want a leaf to come up on the other side. So we see that. Okay, I think that's how I like it. And then we'll just kind of plop these ones in right there. So I've got glue all across this bottom right here. As much glue as this will take. We'll go back through and double check all the glue too, see if there's any more spaces that can take on a bit more glue. Make sure everything's secure. Just kind of stick that in there, right in here. Let's put some glue. Attach the two leaves. And as your project develops, you will find out like where you think your flowers need to be I don't know, reinforced. But this one, because it's going on felt, I'm gonna want to make sure it can stay nicely. I'm just gonna put the glue right onto the flower. And then place on the hoop. Okay, so it looks like I have a couple places where I have opportunities to reinforce this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a bit more glue on this leaf. Kind of attach the two leaves together. So we'll hide the hoop a bit. Like I said, that's not going to be where our focus is. Our focus is going to be right here and right here. This is more just to make sure that everything is secure. Dab right here. Dab right here. Okay, so let's inspect our work. Let's see what we think. I think that looks really, really pretty. All right, we have the smaller hoop that we want to connect to the larger hoop. And we left this portion dangling, so we had the opportunity to do this connection. So I looped it around once, right? And then remember the slack that we have up here? I am going to thread this through. It's not a big opening, so be patient. Thread it through. Find the height that we like. Loop that around. So I just got like 2 circles, right? Thread it through again with that little slack that we have at the top. Yep, okay. So I took the rest of the jute and brought it up to top. Actually, I think I'm gonna put it up on a side that doesn't look like it's already a little heavy with the jute. And then we'll tie this into a knot. And there you go. So now this is able to hang freely and swing. Now what I'm going to do, because the jute is kind of a loose material, I'm just going to take some glue and make sure that this knot isn't going to come apart. Okay, we're almost there. So let's take some beads and thread them through. Let's see, do I want to try and thread this? No, don't think that's gonna work. So I'm just gonna cut that off. And we'll just do a couple. I think I just want like 3. Gets frayed, go ahead, cut it. Hopefully, you know, you gave yourself that extra length so you could work with it. All right, so I think I like, you can see it, just 3. And then I'm going to just tie this off so they don't go all over the place on this cord. There's a little slack, that's okay. But there you go. So they're not gonna, maybe we need another knot. But the point is just to make sure that they don't, you know, fly around everywhere. So what I'll do here is I'm going to loop this around in each section of the hoop. So it just kind of comes down just a little bit. And then we'll glue it too, so it stays put. All right, so found a spot in between the flowers. I have folded it roughly in half. It doesn't need to be. I like to have the lengths offset. And created the loop, loop it through, and then tighten it. Just like that. And then you can leave it like that if you like, or if you have your glue gun still on standby, you can put a dab of glue right here, just to make sure that it stays put. And then we'll put the leaf back. And this will sit nicely. Let's cut these edges a little bit so they're cleaned up. All right, and I think that looks pretty good. So we cleaned up our edges. We have our foam label. I think it turned out beautiful. Of course, you can use any colors you like for your room or the room that you're decorating for. I found that this was a great craft to do when I was actually getting ready for our first daughter. I was home from work for, off of work for 2 weeks and didn't realize I had as much time as I did and was going a little stir crazy. So I created one of these for her too. So I hope you have some fun with it. Enjoy!